You might not recognize this coat of arms. It is, in fact, the double-headed eagle of Russia. Same goes for Albania, a two-headed eagle. Romania uses an eagle too, but with one head, as does Germany, a design I particularly like. What you might not realize is that all of these modern incarnations are derived from this one. The eagle has been used as a national or imperial symbol since the times of the Roman Empire, which has in turn made it an enduring symbol across Christendom for over a millennium. Consequently, many Christian imperial and other aspiring successors and hopefuls have adopted similar emblems, including these guys. Even look at government buildings at either the state or federal level if you don't believe that the U.S. sees itself and how it seeks to emulate Republican Rome. Even as the U.S. transitions into a non-Western nation somewhere around 2043, it will still have these monuments to, in a sense, be a reminder of the glory of Rome. While the eagle has been used by many that have aspired to empire, one of the greatest empires ever created that birthed not only the United States but also other countries today grouped in the Commonwealth, the United Kingdom, in particular England, has its own unique form of heraldry. It's colonies that have gone on to quasi-independent nations, such as Canada, whose own heraldry is remarkably similar to that of the mother country and is unmistakably British. Also Australia, with its much less ornate but much more original coat of arms, also inherited its tradition of heraldry from England. With a kangaroo and emu supporting the shield and with Australia clearly visible, I'd say it's much more unique than its Canadian cousin, if not as aesthetically pleasing. But it is flags that are perhaps the most recognizable form of national identification, but it didn't start out this way. Flags were first used on the ancient battlefield as a way to indicate lines where armies were and to relay commands being given. Basically, flags helped sort out the confusion of the ancient battlefield. In time, they evolved, and now every country in the world has at least one, and some countries like the United States and Canada have ones not only for their nations, but for their states and provinces, and also their cities. I have to admit, I've always been somewhat interested in flag design, both good and bad, probably as a result of growing up in a country that had what I considered such a nice flag, and exchanged it for, well, a leaf. For all intents and purposes, the maple leaf, according to vexillology, or the study of flags, is well designed. I just always thought it was a little strange that a country could be defined, well, again, by a leaf. A leaf I always assumed was dead, hence the red color, but in fact the color scheme was influenced by the color of the cross of St. George. But when I see a red leaf, all I think of is needing a rake. And now that its Prime Minister, the former substitute drama teacher and part-time ski instructor, Justin Trudeau, has become a global laughingstock, the Canadian flag is now mostly a badge of shame. But I digress. Generally speaking, one can ascribe meaning to certain symbols. For example, the cross in the flags of the Swedish, Danish, and English flags are symbols of Christianity. Just like the crosses on the flags of Europe and the states of provincial flags in North America, the flags of Iraq as well as the black flag of Jihad and the flag of Saudi Arabia are both emblazoned with "There is no God but Allah and Muhammad is his messenger" and "Allah Akbar," or God is greater. Also, for example, the Star of David on the flag of Israel is an ancient Jewish symbol. Religious symbolism can also be expressed via color, such as green, often used in Arab, Islamic countries such as Libya, Pakistan, and Saudi Arabia, as it is rumored green was the favorite color of Muhammad. Color can also express special meanings, such as the white flag that means truce, peace, or surrender, or black, meaning mourning or death. The pirate flag, the Jolly Roger, was used to frighten people, and the black was a signal that no quarter or mercy would be given to those that resisted. Communist-derived flags often used a red background, such as the flags of the USSR, China, and Vietnam. Other symbols can be self-explanatory, like the R in the middle of the old Rwanda flag. With flags, there are legends, actual real stories, but also downright misinformation associated with them. For example, the rubbish of the legend about Betsy Ross and the Star-Spangled Banner. Ted Kaye, who wrote the book Good Flag, Bad Flag, How to Design a Great Flag, gave what he thought was the basic principles for designing a great flag, and almost anything else you ever see. Keep it simple, so simple a child could draw it from memory. Use meaningful symbolism, use 2 to 3 basic colors, no lettering or seals of any kind, and be distinctive or related. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to give you the top 10 flags that violate the rules of good design, but are still awesome nonetheless. And I will finish off with what I would say are the top 10 best designed flags. But what I'm going to begin with are the top 10 worst flag designs in the world. The 10 worst flags is pretty easy. Just take your pick of pretty much any state flag in the US other than Alabama, Texas, or Hawaii. The rest, with just a few exceptions, are absolutely atrocious. You could also say the same thing goes for almost every big city flag in the US or Canada, and special infamy given to the eyesore that is the city flag of Milwaukee. Now, the top 10 flags that defy convention but are still awesome. At number 10, we have the flag of Sicily with the head of Medusa the Gorgon and 3 wheat ears and 3 bent legs alleged to represent the 3 main points of the triangular shape of the island of Sicily. This looks like an improved version of the flag from the Isle of Man. At number 9, we have the flag of the province of British Columbia in Canada. It really is a mess, but for some reason, I've always liked it. At number 8, the flag of Mozambique, the only flag in the world to feature a hoe, an AK-47, and a book. The building blocks of any nation, it would seem. At number 7, the city flag of Cusco, Peru, because you knew somebody had to do it. At number 6, the flag of the state of Maryland. Like the provincial flag of British Columbia, the state flag of Maryland is a mess, but I can't help but think it's awesome. At number 5 is Uganda. The garishness of this flag is very apparent, but there's something about the crowned crane in the center that just makes it look really cool. At number 4 is Bhutan, because if you have a dragon on your flag, and I'm talking about you Wales, you know you have some pretty darn unique flag going on there. At number 3 is Jonava in Lithuania. Now, there were a few contenders from Lithuania, and to be honest, they have some of the most interesting city flag designs I've seen, but I am going to have to go and give it to Jonava and their angry swan. And at number 2 is the flag of the Holy See that consists of 2 vertical bands and the crossed keys of St. Peter and the papal tiara. And at number 1, I'm going to give it to Yaroslav Oblast, Russia. Because seriously, who could not love a flag with a big, angry black bear rampant holding a halberd on his left shoulder? And moving on to what I think are the best designed flags in the world, starting in at number 10 is Tokyo. Like the national flags of Japan, most of the city and prefectural flags are simple designs. Tokyo is no exception. Number 9, I'm going to give to Somalia. While the star is frequently used on flags around the world, and the national flag of Somalia is basically the exact same as Vietnam, it is the failed state of Somalia with its white star and blue background, which is an amazing color scheme that sets this one apart. At number 8, it's Hong Kong with a stylized 5-petal Hong Kong orchid tree. This has to be one of the most geometric and well-designed flags in the world. Number 7 is Sweden. The Nordic countries all have basically the same design of a cross on a solid color background, but Sweden, with its gold cross on a blue background, from a design point, is much more aesthetic than the other flags of Scandinavia. Hopefully, they will keep the same color scheme when they inevitably change the design of their flag to be more inclusive and tolerant. Number 6 is Turkey. With its white crescent moon and star on a red field that goes back to the time of the Ottomans, this flag looks pretty awesome, both horizontally as well as vertically. Number 5 goes to the Union Jack. Every list of top 10 flags has to have the Union Jack. You knew it, I knew it. It is in every respect one of the best designed and well-known flags in the world, if not the most. Number 4 is the Soviet Union. While communism isn't cool, it would appear that much of the young have an affinity to all things Marxist. From a design point of view, and the impression that the flag gives, the red banner with its hammer and sickle are just as evocative and dripping with meaning as the swastika. But as including that particular flag would probably get this video flagged, I'm going to just stick with the currently trendy failed genocidal ideology of communism and its badass flag. Number 3 is the flag of Amsterdam that depicts the 3 St. Andrew's crosses. And I remember the first time I was in Amsterdam, I thought about how cool it was to see a flag with 3 strikes. Number 2 is Hawaii. The Hawaiian flag features the Union Jack despite never having been part of the British Empire. It's said that the Union flag was retained to honor Hawaii's friendship with the British. I love this flag. From the first time I went to Hawaii, I thought, wow, American state flags really can be cool. Who would have thunk? And the number 1 best designed flag, in my opinion, is that of the province of Quebec. The fleur-de-lis takes its white cross from the ancient royal flags of France. Its white fleur-de-lis, symbols of purity, and blue field, symbolizing heaven, come from a banner honoring the Virgin Mary. And like the Union Jack, its horizontal symmetry allows both sides of the flag to show the same image. Since many of those watching are American, I feel that I should explain why the Star-Spangled Banner does not appear in my top 10. While the American flag does evoke emotions and patriotism, it misses on many of the guidelines spoken about previously. It's not simple. It's also pretty clunky, to be quite honest. There is also much speculation that it is basically a derivative of the British East India Trading Company. It's a good flag, but it's not one of the best. But hey, what do you think? Am I right? Am I wrong? What did I miss? I'm looking forward to reading some of your thoughts in the comments section below. And as always, thanks very much for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe and also find us on the usual social media and check out our website, blackpigeonspeaks.com, for more interesting information like this.